There is a spiritual law, hidden from the minds of the many, and revealed only to the few who dare to believe beyond appearances. Today, I bring forth a sacred code, one not created but remembered, a divine formula impressed upon the ether, waiting for the soul prepared to receive. Man's supply is unlimited, yet he walks in limitation because he has not learned to align with the truth. He has looked to the outer world for proof, and he has received only shadows, but the wise know. The game of life is a game of spiritual law, and every spiritual law is a divine blueprint for manifestation. And so I say unto you now, the lottery is not won with desperation, but with divine alignment. The numbers are not random, but vibrational. They are spiritual symbols, and when the soul is aligned, the code reveals itself. Man must prepare his inner world before the outer treasures can be entrusted to him. Let the word be spoken. I am now one with the sacred code of divine wealth. I align myself with the vibration of instant and miraculous abundance. That which is mine by divine right now rushes to me with harmonious precision. This is not wishful thinking. This is not idle dreaming. This is truth. The moment you declare your oneness with the code, the substance of wealth begins to crystallize around you. The ethers respond, and what was once hidden is now revealed. For the subconscious mind, when impressed with divine truth, becomes a magnet for miracles. Many have asked, but how shall it come? What are the lucky numbers? And I say the numbers will come as intuition, as a whisper from the soul. Do not chase them. Allow them. Still the mind, get silent, and say, Spirit, reveal to me the divine combination, the sacred sequence that unlocks my abundance. I do not force. I allow. I do not doubt. I receive. For what you chase runs from you, but what you magnetize flows freely. The code is not in the numbers. It is in your alignment. The lottery, though appearing as a game of chance, is under spiritual jurisdiction. No gate is locked where divine authority knocks. So knock now, not with fear but with faith, and the door shall open. I remember a student who once said to me, "But Miss Shinn, I have played many times and have never won." And I replied, "You played with fear in your heart and scarcity in your soul. You must play as the child of a king. You must play knowing the victory is already yours in the invisible, and now must simply crystallize in the visible. So speak this daily, with joy in your heart and peace in your soul. Unexpected doors fly open, unexpected channels are free, and the sacred code is now revealed to me. And then give thanks, not later, but now. Give thanks as though the ticket is already in your hand, as though the numbers have already matched, as though the wealth is already deposited into your account. Because spiritually it is. My divine selection is made. All channels are free. I receive the sacred code. I receive divine wealth. I receive in joy, in peace, and in power. This is the law. This is the code. It is not bound by logic, nor confined to statistics. It is governed by spirit and received by faith. When you no longer doubt your worthiness to receive, the code is unlocked. When you no longer fear what others will say, the code is activated. When you no longer resist, the riches rush in. So let the past go, let the fear go, and say with all certainty, I am now aligned with divine intelligence, which reveals the path to my lottery win. My mind is open. My heart is clear. I move with certainty. I receive with gratitude. It is already done in the invisible. Now it must appear in the visible. Do not ask how. Simply walk in joy, play in peace, and expect the miracle. For the sacred code is no longer hidden. It is awakened within you. Speak the word and watch it appear. For with God nothing shall be impossible. The world would teach that the lottery is a game of chance. that numbers are pulled without purpose, and that luck is bestowed on the few while the rest watch in longing. But I say to you, there is no chance in a universe governed by divine law. There are no accidents in the realm of spirit. What appears as randomness to the outer world is, in truth, the movement of divine precision. Every draw, every number, every outcome is aligned with a higher law, and that law is alignment. When a man walks in confusion, when his thoughts are scattered and his heart filled with fear, he blocks the very channels through which his good could come. He plays the game outwardly, but doubts inwardly, and so his results reflect his belief. But the one who knows that the outer world is but a mirror of the inner condition, that one begins to play a very different game. He plays with purpose. He speaks with power. He walks in faith. For the man aligned with spirit does not wonder if he will win. He knows the outcome is already secured in the invisible. His only task is to remain in vibrational harmony with that unseen reality until it appears. He knows that the numbers, though appearing on paper, carry frequency. They are not mere figures. They are spiritual patterns, and when the soul is attuned, the pattern is drawn magnetically to him. The moment a soul ceases to strive and begins to align, the shift begins. He lets go of doubt, for he knows that doubt delays. He lets go of envy, for he knows that what is his cannot be taken by another. He releases fear, for he knows that fear attracts exactly what it dreads. Instead, he fills the chambers of his mind with truth. He declares, "There is no power outside of God. I do not compete. I do not chase. I align. What is mine now flows to me in perfect ways." I have seen students who were once filled with worry over bills, desperate to win. They treated the lottery as a rescue rope, rather than a divine demonstration. But the law does not respond to desperation. It responds to faith. And so I instructed them to stop asking, "When will it happen?" and instead declare, "It is happening now in the invisible, and shall appear in perfect form." For the spiritual alchemist does not wait for appearances, he creates them. You must learn to become emotionally and spiritually ready to receive. Many speak of winning, yet their inner dialogue speaks only of loss. They speak of millions, but feel unworthy of hundreds. The law cannot contradict the inner state. You cannot receive the grand prize if you are vibrating in smallness. You must enlarge your capacity to receive. You must see yourself as the chosen one, because in truth you are. It is not arrogance, it is agreement with your divine inheritance. You are not asking spirit to do a new thing. You are coming into agreement with what is already written. The lottery win is not new wealth. It is the appearance of wealth already held for you in the spiritual bank. Your name is already on the account. But you must sign the withdrawal slip with faith. No hesitation, no fear, only divine certainty. When you awaken each morning and speak your word, you are tuning your vibration. When you say, "I am now aligned with divine riches, the sacred code is now revealed to me," you are preparing the way. The soul that is ready cannot be denied. For alignment means you are no longer outside the blessing, peering in with longing. You are now inside it, living it from the inside out. And so I tell you now, stop looking at the odds and start looking at the law. Do not study statistics, study your own vibration. Do not consult the newspapers, consult the infinite. The odds mean nothing to God. One with God is a majority. The draw is not bigger than your destiny. The numbers are not stronger than your alignment. Begin now to walk with quiet confidence. Let every step you take be charged with expectancy. Play not from need, but from knowing. Play as the child of the Most High, who lacks nothing, and fears no delay. When you hold the ticket in your hand, let it be a sacred token, not of hope but of trust. It is not the paper that wins, it is the spirit behind it. I have seen it time and time again. When the shift happens within, the outer changes follow like obedient servants. That which was once delayed, rushes in, that which was once hidden is revealed. The numbers line up as if drawn by invisible hands, and the wealth flows not by chance, but by spiritual command. So ask yourself not, am I lucky? But instead declare, I am aligned. Ask not, will it be my turn? But say, it is already mine. Speak not of waiting, speak of receiving. And as this becomes your truth, the code cannot remain hidden. It must reveal itself. It must obey the law. It must flow to the one who is ready. And that one, my dear, is you. When man no longer forces, no longer begs, no longer chases what he already holds in the unseen, then the sacred begins to whisper. For the sacred code is not something one wrestles to the ground. It is something one receives in stillness. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. When the mind ceases its outer noise, the voice of intuition begins to speak, clear and unwavering. It was never absent. It was only drowned by the clamor of fear and the murmur of disbelief. I have said before, and I say again, spirit does not shout. It whispers, it does not push, it nudges, and the man or woman who trains themselves to become sensitive to that subtle instruction, that one becomes rich indeed. The sacred code, the divine combination, the winning sequence, it does not arrive with a trumpet, it arrives in peace. And it is peace which must first be found within, before the riches can be revealed without. Man rushes, spirit flows. Man worries, spirit knows. And when one lets go of the worldly pace and settles into divine rhythm, then the hidden is made known. The code may come as a dream, as a number that gently repeats in the heart, as a sudden knowing, or even as a word on a passing billboard. But it is not forced. It is received. As surely as the flower turns to the sun, you must turn to the silence. The subconscious mind cannot be bullied. It responds to rhythm, to repetition, to gentle command. It is the soil, and your words are the seed. You do not scream at a seed to grow. You place it gently. You water it with faith. You tend it with praise. And then, when the time is right, it breaks through the earth in glory. So too does your lottery win await its perfect emergence. But are you cultivating the right garden? You cannot rush divine timing, but you can be ready when it comes, and readiness begins with quietness. A quiet mind is not an inactive mind. It is a powerful receiver. The man with a quiet mind becomes a magnet to the exact pattern that is already etched in the spiritual blueprint. There is nothing to create, only something to remember. You are not inventing a miracle. You are aligning with what already exists for you. That is why I say, still the mind, open the heart, and declare, Infinite Spirit, I am now attuned to the divine signal. Reveal unto me the sacred sequence that unlocks my wealth. I do not push, I allow. I do not fear, I trust. I do not beg, I receive. The moment you declare yourself a receiver rather than a beggar, the code begins to vibrate within you. One must not be frantic, looking at clocks and drawing boards and checking odds. That is the work of the outer man, but the inner man sits at peace, knowing that what is his cannot be denied. The inner man is never anxious. He has cast his burden upon the Lord, and the Lord is the law of good, the law of right timing, the law of instantaneous manifestation. These are the unseen hands that deliver what no mortal hand could hold. The divine mind does not forget. When you have spoken your word in faith, the vibration is set. It echoes in the ethers until it finds its perfect match, and the manifestation takes form. But if you waver, if you dig up the seed to check if it has sprouted, you delay the harvest. You must speak once, believe always, and then rest in sacred expectation. So many are troubled because they do not trust the silence. They believe that if they are not doing, they are losing. But in truth, the most powerful movement is born in stillness. In stillness, you become a vessel for divine instruction. In stillness, you receive the flash of intuition, the sacred hunch, the number whispered by angels, and that still small voice has never been wrong. One student came to me in deep frustration, having played and still had not seen results. I asked her, "What has been your state when choosing your numbers?" She answered, "Panic, fear, hope laced with doubt." And I said, "Then you have not played, you have pleaded. Go now into silence. Say nothing. Think nothing. Simply sit and know. The divine mind knows exactly how and when, and through what channel my wealth is to appear. I surrender the how, and embrace the certainty. And in a week's time the numbers came, not from logic but from light. She saw them in a dream so clear, so gentle, and so exact. She woke with praise on her lips, and the outer confirmed what the inner had already received. This is the power of stillness. When you cease striving, the door opens. When you cease doubting, the answer flows. When you cease resisting, the revelation is immediate. The code was never hidden from you. It was hidden for you until you were still enough to hear. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. And where peace is, there the miracle is waiting. Let every day begin in silence. Let every thought be steeped in expectancy. Let every breath affirm your readiness, and say again, not in force but in faith, I do not force, I flow. I do not chase, I attract. The sacred code now reveals itself to me in perfect ways, and so it does. The word is your wand. With it you shape, you direct, you command. The word spoken in faith is not mere sound. It is a divine decree, a spiritual blueprint impressed upon the ethers. And so I say unto you, your word is the activator of the sacred code. It does not require shouting, nor does it depend on drama. It requires only certainty, only divine authority spoken from the secret place of knowing. When a man or woman speaks with belief, the invisible realm responds with immediate obedience. It may not be seen at once by the eye, but it is already moving. For every word of power spoken from a heart of faith begins its journey the moment it is released. The subconscious receives it as law, and then the outer world adjusts to reflect the truth within. That is why idle words are dangerous, and fear-filled words are costly. But words rooted in divine truth carry the energy of manifestation. So speak not of doubt, of delay, of disappointment. Speak only of fulfillment, of certainty, of divine selection. For every time you say, I never win, or it's too hard, or maybe one day, you are writing a script the universe must obey. But when you declare, I am chosen by divine right, the sacred code now finds me. My win is secure. The law rises to meet your word. Your word cuts through the fog of fear like a sword of light. It casts down the strongholds of limitation and opens gates long shut. And you need not say it 1,000 times. One word spoken in absolute belief has more power than 1,000 repetitions wrapped in worry. For it is not the quantity, but the quality of the vibration behind the word that matters. Do you believe what you speak? That is the key. When I instruct a student to affirm, I do not tell them to repeat blindly. I tell them to feel the truth of the words as they speak, to infuse them with energy, with expectation, with joy. A mechanical affirmation is like an empty drum, no melody, no resonance. But when you declare your truth with spiritual fire, the ethers sing with agreement. And what shall you speak? You shall speak your alignment. You shall speak your readiness. You shall speak your win is already done. Say it now. Divine intelligence now reveals to me the winning numbers, the perfect time, the divine arrangement. I do not guess. I know. I do not wonder. I receive. Say it as if it is already yours, because it is. There is no need to manipulate, to scheme, to second guess. The word does the work. You are not the one to force the outcome. You are the one to declare it, and allow the invisible forces to organize themselves around your faith. And when you speak the word and release it, you must let it go. You do not dig up a seed after you've planted it. You bless it, you trust the soil, and you expect the harvest. So too with your word. Speak it, release it, and walk on in expectancy. Do not look to man. Do not watch the calendar or the odds. Watch only your vibration. Stay in the knowing. Stay in the joy. Stay in the peace that says, "It is finished. It is mine. It is done." That is the posture of power. When you feel fear creeping in, do not fight it. Replace it. Speak over it. Declare, "There is no power but God. I am unmoved by appearances. The sacred code is now activated through my word, and just as a flame dispels the dark, your word of light shall silence every lie. The spoken word has called forth kingdoms and parted seas. Shall it not align numbers? Shall it not open doors? The code you seek is already vibrating, waiting for the command, and the command is in your mouth. You hold the key not in your hand, but in your speech. Speak often from a place of sacred joy. Let it not be a chore, but a delight. Let your affirmations be laced with laughter, as though the wind has already come. For when you can laugh in faith, the gates are open wide. The Lord delights in cheerful expectancy, and nothing is more magnetic to miracles than a soul at peace, speaking words of power with a smile. And do not be concerned with others who scoff or question. Their disbelief cannot undo your belief. Their fear cannot cancel your faith. The word you speak is yours alone, and it shapes your path. You are not moved by the world. You are moved by spirit, and spirit responds to the word spoken in truth. So go now and declare what is already written in the ethers. Say it with conviction. Say it with reverence. Say it with delight. For the sacred code is not buried in mystery. It is awakened by your word. Say it, it is revealed. It is received. It is mine. And as surely as the sun rises, so shall your words return fulfilled. The soul that gives thanks before the manifestation is the soul that understands the law. Gratitude is not something you offer after the blessing. It is the very vibration that calls the blessing forth. It is the fragrance that rises before the flower blooms. And so I say to you, give thanks now, not later. Praise before you see, not because you see. For what you thank God for in faith, the law must produce in form. So many say, I will be thankful when I win, but I tell you, they have reversed the order. The heart must rejoice before the evidence appears. The hand must lift in praise before it holds the prize. To wait for the outer to move is to walk in illusion. The inner must move first. The spirit must dance first. The voice must declare victory first. Give thanks not as performance, but as knowing. Give thanks not to impress the law, but to activate it. When you say, thank you, Father, that my win is certain, that my numbers are revealed, that the wealth flows now, you are not wishing, you are claiming. You are stamping the invisible with the mark of ownership, and what is stamped in spirit must appear in time. The law of gratitude is the law of multiplication. What you bless increases. What you resent diminishes. When you look at your current condition with sorrow or anger, you tie yourself to it. But when you bless what is and give thanks for what is to come, you become a channel for increase. You say to the universe, I am ready for more. It is easy to give thanks when the check is in hand, when the bells are ringing, when the numbers match, but that is not the faith that moves mountains. That is reaction, not creation. But the man or woman who gives thanks when nothing has appeared, Ah, that one holds the key. That one is a master of vibration. That one walks with God. One must cultivate the habit of praise. Let it be the rhythm of your day. Wake with it on your lips. Speak it as you walk, whisper it as you write the numbers on your ticket. Say, I give thanks that this is the divine moment, the divine draw, the divine selection. My name is already written on the winning slip in the invisible. Let gratitude rise not from sight, but from vision. You must learn to praise what you desire before it manifests. Speak lovingly of it. Feel joy as if it has already come. See yourself receiving the call, hearing the announcement, holding the check, and do not wait until then to feel the emotion. Feel it now, for now is the point of power. What you feel now is what you create next. If you feel lack, you create more lack. If you feel gratitude, you open the gates wide. I have said to many of my students, pretend if you must, but feel as if it is real, and they have come back to me saying, Miss Shinn, it happened just as I saw it, and I say, of course it did, for you gave thanks before, not after, and so it is with the lottery. It is not a game of chance, it is a demonstration of divine law, and that law responds to joy, it responds to gratitude, it responds to certainty. When you play with doubt, you repel the very good you seek, but when you play with thanksgiving, the numbers align, the doors open, the money flows. You are not begging, you are not wishing, you are praising, you are declaring. You are celebrating in advance, for you know that in spirit, the thing you desire is already complete. You are simply drawing it down through the power of joyful acceptance. Do not let the outer discourage you, even if you have played many times before. Even if the world says, it's impossible. Let your heart say, thank you, God, that this is the moment all things shift. Thank you that what has not happened before now unfolds with ease. Thank you that the sacred code is alive in me, and say it with a glad heart, not a heavy one. The law loves laughter. It delights in lightness. You cannot force manifestation through gritted teeth, but you can glide into it on a song of praise. So sing, rejoice. Let your words ring with assurance, and let the universe feel your readiness. For every time you say thank you, you are clearing the channel. You are washing away resistance. You are opening your arms wider to receive. And the law never fails to deliver, where the path is clear. So say it now, with all your heart. I give thanks that I am the winner. I give thanks that the right numbers are mine by divine right. I give thanks that wealth flows to me now, in miraculous ways. I give thanks that the sacred code has been revealed and received. It is done. It is sealed. It is mine. And walk forward as if it has already happened, because in truth it has. The moment gratitude has gone before the blessing, the pathway is cleared. But let us remember this. There is a time appointed for all things under heaven, not man's time, but God's time. Divine timing is the perfect timing, and divine selection cannot be hindered, hurried, or manipulated. When the soul is ready, the good appears. When the vibration is matched, the blessing lands. The spiritual law does not delay, but it does not rush. It works in perfect rhythm, with your readiness. Many people try to force outcomes. They cling, they grasp, they grow restless, and begin to question the promise. Why hasn't it come yet? They ask, and I reply, because your eyes are on the clock and not on the truth. You are watching the calendar, instead of watching the consciousness. Time in the outer is irrelevant to spirit. What matters is alignment. What matters is the faith you hold when nothing is yet visible. The soul that trusts divine timing walks in peace. It does not tremble when the draw passes without a win. It does not collapse when others celebrate their turn. It stands firm, knowing my divine appointment cannot be missed. My win is already written in the book of life. It will arrive at the hour of fulfillment, not one moment early and not one moment late. I once had a student who was deeply devoted to the spiritual work. She affirmed, she visualized, she gave thanks, and yet months passed with no outer sign. She came to me and said, "Miss Shinn, have I failed in some way? Has the law forgotten me?" And I told her firmly, the law forgets no one, but the law cannot deliver until the conditions are right. Check not your performance, check your vibration, check your state of expectancy. Are you truly ready to receive, or are you still fearing what may follow the blessing? For sometimes, the delay is protection. Sometimes the pause is preparation. If your inner world is not strong enough to hold the weight of the blessing, the law withholds it until you can stand under it in power. Divine selection is sacred. It is not given casually, but with divine precision. The law does not play favorites, but it does wait for fullness. Think not that others who win have taken your good. No one can take what belongs to you by divine right. That which is yours cannot be delayed indefinitely, nor can it be given to another. Divine law is accurate. It does not make mistakes. You must trust this with your whole heart. When you truly believe that your lottery win is a divine appointment, you stop chasing it. You begin to prepare for it. You begin to make room for it. Not just in your wallet, but in your mind, in your emotions, in your daily walk. You clean the inner house. You clear the clutter of fear. You silence the noise of urgency. You say, Spirit is never late. Spirit is never wrong. My win is on the way and nothing can block it. And in that peace, the miracle draws near. For miracles are attracted to still waters. They do not land in chaos. They rest upon the one who has become a match to the vibration of certainty. So I ask you, are you living as one already selected? Are you breathing as one already chosen? Or are you still questioning your worth, your timing, your path? You must begin to act and think as though the manifestation has already occurred. This is not delusion, it is divine participation. It is co-creation with spirit. When the farmer plants the seed, he does not go back to dig it up. He knows the harvest will come in season, and so must you know. My harvest is assured. My numbers are already written in the ethers. The sacred code is already mine by right of divine alignment. You need not compete. You need not compare. Divine timing is personal. It is tailored. It arrives precisely when the foundation is strong, and the faith is unshakable. So if there is delay, rejoice. It means Spirit is still preparing the perfect unfolding. It means your blessing is being made even richer, even fuller, even more lasting. When you live in this knowing, you bless every moment. You are no longer impatient. You are expectant. You are no longer fearful. You are full of faith, and you say, "Thank you, Father, that I am aligned with my divine appointment. Thank you that my good is inevitable, unstoppable, undeniable. Thank you that the sacred code reveals itself at the exact right moment, and that all forces now cooperate in its appearance. You are now walking in the realm of certainty. You are no longer wondering, you are waiting with confidence. You are no longer forcing, you are flowing, and this is the state in which divine selection manifests. This is the vibration to which the sacred numbers respond. This is the field where manifestation blossoms. Trust the timing, trust the process, trust the law, for what is yours by divine decree can never be withheld. It is sealed in spirit, and it shall appear, right on time, in perfect form by divine selection. And when the divine moment arrives, when the sacred code is revealed, and the numbers align in your favor, you must remember this wealth is not yours to hoard, but to circulate. You are not the owner, but the steward. You are the vessel through which divine substance flows, and the channel that receives must also release. For money is not a thing, it is a current, a movement, a flow, and where there is no flow, there is no life. The one who receives from spirit must give back in spirit. That is the higher law. That is the secret of lasting wealth. For what you keep in fear, you lose in form, but what you give in joy multiplies in the invisible. Your lottery win is not a conclusion, it is a beginning. It is the first page in a new chapter of divine circulation. There are those who say, if I win, I will never worry again. But worry belongs to those who forget the source. The one who knows that God is the giver and the guide, walks in peace no matter how much flows in. They are not controlled by the money. They command it by truth. They do not clutch it. They direct it with wisdom. And so I say, prepare not only to receive but to release. Bless the money even before it arrives. Speak to it, you are divine substance made visible. You are a servant of good. You come to me for sacred work. You multiply in my hands. You bless all you touch. For if you see money as a burden, it will become heavy. But if you see it as a divine tool, it will remain light and obedient to your word. There is no virtue in poverty, and there is no shame in riches. It is not the amount that matters, but the spirit behind it. If you win millions and use it to uplift, to heal, to empower, then that wealth is holy. It is a spiritual ministry. But if you hoard it in fear, or spend it in vanity, then the blessing becomes a burden. You must remain a clear channel. You must remain in truth. Say always, this wealth is a reflection of divine abundance. I receive it in gratitude, and I give from it in joy. It does not bind me, it frees me. It does not tempt me, it strengthens me. It does not separate me from spirit. It reminds me of spirit's unlimited nature. The one who tithes from the heart, whether to a person, a cause, a place of spiritual growth, steps into a deeper rhythm of supply, not as a duty, but as delight, not as payment, but as participation in the flow. You are no longer trying to get, you are becoming a center of giving, and what you give returns pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So many win and lose again, because they were not ready to become what the wealth asked of them. They received in body, but not in spirit, and so the money came and left as quickly as it arrived. But the one who honors the source, the one who stays in vibration with the law, they are lifted higher with every deposit. Their storehouse expands, their reach extends, their soul matures, and you must not be afraid of change. For wealth changes your journey. It expands your territory. It will demand that you grow, that you release old fears, that you speak louder, shine brighter and stand taller. Say not, will I lose myself, but instead I will find my greater self in this new flow. The money does not define you, it reveals you. It will show you what you truly believe. So let your beliefs be rooted in spirit. Use it well. Use it joyfully. Pay off debts with gratitude. Fund dreams with delight. Lift others as you rise. Share not out of guilt, but out of overflow. You are not giving to be good. You are giving because you are already aligned with good. You are not giving because you have to. You are giving because you get to. You are a part of the sacred movement of divine wealth across the earth. Let every dollar be a prayer. Let every act of generosity be a sermon. Let every gift be a light shining into the world. Say, I am not just a winner. I am a vessel. I am not just wealthy. I am wise. I am not just rich. I am radiant with purpose. That is how the blessing remains. That is how the win becomes a legacy. And if you feel fear arise as the amounts grow, return to the center. Speak the word. Say, God is the source. God is the guide. God is the supply. No number is too high. No gift is too great. I am fully equipped to hold, direct, and circulate all that flows to me. I am the calm in the storm. I am the order in the overflow. I am divinely ready. The sacred code revealed to you was not for your comfort alone. It was given to awaken you, to promote you, to prepare you to take your place in the greater plan. Your win is a ripple that touches lives you may never meet. Your prosperity is a light on a hill. Do not hide it. Do not fear it. Use it. Bless with it. Shine with it. For the law that brought you the win will sustain you in wisdom, as long as you remain in harmony with truth. The code was only the key. The real treasure is what you become once the door is opened. So walk forward with humility, with joy, and with boldness. Spirit goes before you. The path is lit, the blessing is unfolding, and you are ready. And now, beloved, the truth has been spoken, the code revealed, and the path illuminated. You are no longer the seeker, you are the one who is found. No longer must you wander in confusion or strive in the shadows, for you have been given the light of spiritual understanding. The lottery, once seen as a game of luck, is now understood as a demonstration of divine law, of alignment, of word, of gratitude, of trust, and of service. You are not waiting for your miracle, you are walking in it. You are not hoping for your win, you are preparing for its full expression. You are not chasing the numbers, you are magnetizing them through your vibration, your faith, your unwavering expectancy. The sacred code is not somewhere out there, it lives within you now. It is written in the silence of your soul, and it is revealed through your spoken word, your joyful praise, your divine timing, and your willingness to be a channel of good. So go forth, not as one in lack, but as one in possession. Go forth, not in fear, but in fullness. Play the game of life as one who knows the rules, who trusts the process, who speaks the word and stands in the flow. Know that what is yours can never be denied, and what is sent in spirit must arrive in form. Say always, I walk in alignment, I speak in power, I receive in joy, I give in love, and I am now one with the sacred code of divine wealth, and it is done, it is sealed, it is